In late 2023, the surface of space-time itself rang like a bell. Not metaphorically, literally. Two black holes, each tens of times the mass of the Sun, collided more than 1 billion light-years away. The energy released in that final fraction of a second was so violent that, for an instant, it outshone every star in the visible universe combined. Not as light, as gravitational waves, ripples in the fabric of space and time, spreading outward at the speed of light, until they reached Earth and gently shook the most sensitive instruments humanity has ever built. And the most disturbing part? When astronomers analyzed the data in 2025, they realized one of the colliding black holes should not, by every existing theory, even exist. Everything you've been told about black hole mergers, that they are smooth, predictable, well-understood events that fit neatly into our cosmic textbooks, is wrong. And the truth is far more terrifying. Because the population of merging black holes that humanity has now detected is far stranger than any theorist predicted. Some are too massive. Some spin in unexpected ways. Some merged in environments that defy easy explanation. And in 2025, gravitational wave detectors recorded what may be one of the most extreme black hole collisions ever observed. The data is forcing physicists to rewrite parts of their models in real time. And here's why this matters to you, right now, watching this. Because gravitational wave astronomy is barely a decade old. We only built the first instruments sensitive enough to detect these events in the 2010s. Every collision we catch reveals something new. Every merger reshapes how we understand black holes, galaxies, and the universe itself. And in 2025, the field crossed a threshold. We now have enough detections to see patterns, and those patterns are starting to break older theories. The universe is not just full of black holes. It is full of black holes whose properties we did not predict. Here's what they taught you about black holes in school. They are extreme objects formed when massive stars die. The biggest stars collapse under their own gravity, crushing themselves into singularities surrounded by event horizons. Most stellar black holes are between 5 and 20 solar masses. Supermassive black holes, found at the centers of galaxies, are millions to billions of times the Sun's mass. End of lesson. It's a tidy story, and it ignores almost everything we now know about black hole populations. Because here's the rule of stellar physics they want you to believe. There is a forbidden zone in the masses of black holes. Black holes formed from the deaths of single, isolated stars should mostly fall between roughly 5 and 50 solar masses. Above about 50 and up to around 130 solar masses, theory says these objects should not exist, or at least should be extremely rare, because of a process called parent stability supernova. The stars that would otherwise form such black holes are predicted to be torn apart in a special kind of explosion that leaves no remnant behind. That rule was a confident prediction for decades. And then, starting in 2019 and continuing into 2025, gravitational wave detectors started catching black holes inside that supposedly forbidden mass range. Detective work begins here. In 2019, the LIGO-Virgo collaboration detected a gravitational wave signal labeled GW190521. It came from the merger of two black holes whose combined remnant weighed roughly 142 solar masses. The two individual black holes were estimated at around 85 and 66 solar masses. Both of these masses were in or near the forbidden parent stability zone. The result shocked the astrophysics community. The merger should, according to standard stellar evolution theory, have been impossible. Either the theory was wrong, or the black holes did not form from single isolated stars. Maybe they were the products of earlier black hole mergers. Maybe they formed in dense stellar environments like globular clusters or galactic nuclei, where black holes can collide repeatedly and grow. Maybe they had origins we did not yet understand. And the question every gravitational wave astronomer started asking, the one that's now driving entire new research programs, is the one that quietly rewrites cosmic history. If forbidden black holes can exist and can merge, where are they coming from? And how often are these collisions happening across the universe? In the years since 2019, more detections have followed. By the mid-2020s, the catalog of detected gravitational wave events crossed 200. Black hole mergers became almost routine. But the population of detected black holes refused to fit cleanly into theory. Some had masses in the forbidden range. Some had unusual spin orientations. Some appeared in environments that suggested complex formation histories. The universe of black hole mergers turned out to be much weirder than the standard model predicted. And then, in 2025, the most extreme black hole collision yet detected became the focus of an entire field. A signal that pointed toward a merger involving the most massive stellar mass black holes ever seen by gravitational wave detectors. A genuine cosmic monster crash. Now, before I show you what changes everything, I need you to do something. Pause the video right now. Do you think the strange, massive black holes detected in recent mergers come mostly from the deaths of unusual single stars? Or do you think they are the products of repeated mergers in extreme cosmic environments? Drop a white medium star in the comments if you think they're single-star origins. Drop a cyclone if you think they're hierarchical merger products. Lock your answer in. I'll tell you which side the 2025 evidence is leaning toward, and I bet half of you are about to be very wrong. Because there are two competing theories on where these extreme black holes really come from. And the difference between them rewrites how we think about cosmic environments and gravity. Theory A. The safe bet. Forbidden mass black holes form from rare but possible processes in stellar evolution. Maybe in special metal-poor stars in the early universe. Maybe in unusual binary systems. Maybe the parent stability mass gap is fuzzier than theory currently predicts. With enough tweaking, the standard model of stellar evolution can accommodate these objects. We just need more data and more refined simulations. Calm down. Don't invoke exotic physics. It's the cautious answer. It protects established frameworks. And it's already being stretched by recent observations. Because the number and variety of strange black hole mergers detected by gravitational wave instruments is growing. Many of them are difficult to fit with single-star evolution alone, even with generous tweaks to the standard models. The case for additional formation mechanisms is becoming hard to deny. Theory B. The nightmare or the wonder. Many of the extreme black hole mergers humanity is detecting form through hierarchical processes. Black holes formed from stellar deaths come together in dense environments, such as the cores of globular clusters or the disks around supermassive black holes in galactic nuclei. They merge, producing larger black holes. Those larger black holes find more partners, merge again, and grow even bigger. Over cosmic time, this hierarchical assembly can produce massive black holes that single-star evolution alone could never create. If Theory B is correct, then the universe has been busy. Dense stellar environments across countless galaxies have been silently growing black holes through repeated collisions for billions of years. Every gravitational wave detection is not just a single event. It is a clue about the chaotic, crowded, gravitationally violent places where these mergers happen. Some of those environments may include the immediate surroundings of supermassive black holes themselves, where the disks of swirling stars, gas, and stellar mass black holes can produce repeated collisions like a cosmic pressure cooker. You might think you're safe in your understanding of black hole mergers. But here's the part that should rewire how you see every gravitational wave headline you scroll past. In 2024 and 2025, the LIGO-Virgo-Cagra collaboration entered a major new observation run with significantly upgraded sensitivity. The detectors picked up new mergers at unprecedented rates. Each event tested existing theories. Several of the most significant events in 2025 featured large black hole masses pushing the limits of standard formation pathways. A 2025 paper combining gravitational wave detections with multi-wavelength observations of host galaxies concluded that a meaningful fraction of detected black hole mergers must form through hierarchical processes or in dense stellar environments. Single-star evolution alone cannot account for the entire population. The universe is producing massive black holes by stacking mergers on top of mergers. A 2026 follow-up analysis went further. It used updated catalogs of detections from late 2025 and early 2026 to look for patterns in the masses, spins, and environments of merging black holes. The conclusion was striking. The data are consistent with a universe in which black hole assembly is far more dynamic than the textbook picture suggests. Some black holes have likely merged multiple times. Some have grown in environments where collisions happen routinely. The cosmic black hole population is layered, complex, and ancient. That is a profound reframing. We used to think of black hole mergers as rare endpoints of stellar evolution. Now we are starting to see them as ongoing chapters in cosmic history. The universe is, in a sense, still actively building black holes through collisions. And we are listening in on those collisions for the first time, hearing the universe whisper its construction work in the form of gravitational waves passing through Earth. Now zoom out, way out, past Earth, past our solar system, past the Milky Way. Imagine the universe filled with hundreds of billions of galaxies, each one containing not just one supermassive black hole, but a population of stellar mass black holes scattered throughout. Add to that the dense environments at galactic cores and inside globular clusters, where black holes orbit, fall together, and merge over millions of years. The universe is not full of static, lonely black holes. It is full of black holes in motion, in collisions, in mergers, in growth. Every second, somewhere in the observable universe, two black holes are completing their final spiral toward each other. Some of those collisions are sending gravitational waves outward right now, waves that will eventually pass through Earth, possibly to be detected by future generations of instruments. Most of those waves will never be caught. The universe is broadcasting its gravity in symphonies that we are only beginning to hear. And humanity, in the span of just a single decade, has gone from never having directly detected a gravitational wave to cataloging hundreds of black hole collisions across cosmic time. We have opened a new window onto reality. And what we see through that window is a universe that is louder, more chaotic, and more interconnected than anyone realized. So here's the question I want you to sit with. Is it better to live in a universe where the most extreme cosmic events fit neatly into theories we already understand, or to accept that the universe will keep surprising us with collisions, mergers, and behaviors that force us to rewrite our textbooks every few years? Tell me below. I genuinely don't know which version of reality feels more alive. If you want to uncover more disturbing truths about our universe, the ones astrophysicists whisper about but never put on the news, hit the subscription link in my bio to subscribe to our YouTube channel right now. You don't want to miss what's coming.